Triple T Golf, just normal golfers, showing you out there, the general public. You're not as bad as what you think. It could be worse. You could be.
Welcome back to Triple T Golf, and this is Rugby League Walk Talk and Golf featuring Lebanese international and Castleford Tiger superstar Charbel Tasipale. Let's see the man in action.
Tasipale claims the try.
Elliot Wallace comes and claims it well.
Well taken.
And it's a good breakout from Elliot Wallace. And Wallace passed 1-2, gives the ball to Charbel Tasipale, and he comes back infield. No, he's still going. He's looking for some support. He finds Widdop, and Widdop eventually brought down by Kaale. What a run that was from Elliot Wallace, supported by Charbel Tasipale. The tackle. Broadbent was who was brought down. Miller hoists the kick crossfield back, and Tasipale, has he got that ball down? Charbel Tasipale claims the try.
How does a moon cut his hair? He clips it.
Charbel Tasipale, Castleford Tigers, second row centre, 23, Sydney.
Yeah, crack on, fellas, whenever you're ready.
Ready warm up.
Nah, we don't do that. We're not a professional channel. That's pretty much what Darren does every time. Wow, yeah. Right, Darren, have you hand over the man you're driving, or do you need to back where people feel the pressure? There we go. Right, so Mr. Charbel Tasipale. First of all, am I saying your name right?
Yep.
Wonderful. I wanted to welcome you to England, Whitwood Golf Club, and to Triple T Golf Channel.
Cheers, mate. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no, thank you for coming down and thank you for doing it with us. Obviously, this is our home, so we hope you should have fun today and we get to know you a little bit more.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Excited to answer some questions and hopefully the fans get to know a little bit more about me. So
that'll be great.
Should be good.
So, do you play much golf back in Australia?
I only play a couple of times, maybe two years ago when I was full-time training. Do like golf on your off days, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keep the legs moving and stuff like that. So it's been a while since I've played.
Okay, and is it a teammate, a friend thing, or?
Yeah, it's probably like more of a friend thing. Like, get to know a bit of the boys more. So that like you hang around with at training and go for a bit of a laugh.
So, do you have a local course back in Australia then that you like playing?
The course that I was playing back in Australia was probably around the Parramatta area. I can't even remember what it's called. It was that long ago.
I imagine it'd be a little bit warmer than this though.
Yeah, it's a bit warmer. Australia is definitely warmer than England, but
well,
it's been hot past couple of days, so it's.
That's what I was going to say. You've been here 6 weeks.
6 weeks now, yeah.
And you've seen every season, I imagine.
Yeah. I've seen the cold, the hot.
You arrived when it was cold. Then we had some sort of freak heat wave.
Yeah.
Yesterday it was like Waterworld.
yeah. I've seen the whole 4 seasons, so just trying to adapt to it, I guess, and it'll be good to get through those emotions next year.
You've not seen the full 4 seasons, mate. Trust me. Wait till you experience winter, bud. So there's a reason why a lot of Australian players go back home. I'll be telling you to get them flights booked now. Get up to Ryanair. I don't think Ryanair do Australia, do they? No.
Yeah, well, I'm going back home at the end of the season, so it'll be good to see the family and get some hot weather in, and hopefully I can come back with a tan.
So I know it's a long way off because you're only a young man yourself.
Yep.
But do you see golf being a retirement sport for you?
Me? If I had to choose a retirement sport, I'd probably choose tennis. I'm pretty good at tennis.
Really?
Yeah, I'm very good at tennis, yeah.
But let's be honest, tennis is also very active.
Yeah.
There's going to come a time when your knees are knackered. I hate to say this to you, mate. You're going to be knackered, pal.
Yeah, I think there's I think the world champion right now, Novak's around 37, so I think maybe after rugby, call it around 32, got 5 more years.
Like it.
See what happens, eh?
Watch out, Novak, I'm coming for you. Right, brilliant, mate. Right, so we've got the shot here. We'll take Darren's ball.
Shot, Tony.
Yeah, side up bunker. Got it down there. Might be a better line under mine actually. Look at that on cue, Mr. Squirrel.
Squirrels are right.
Oh, Dazzler. That's beautiful. That's delightful, isn't it? That's sexy golf, that, mate.
Am I in the frame?
Jesus, Mr. Film Star, look. Am I in the frame? Yeah, you are, mate, yeah.
Oh, it's a great shot for the second approach.
Yeah, Charbel, the flag's there, mate. You talk about me being too powerful. That ball's halfway to Australia. It's the power, mate, it's the power. It's all that training.
Too much twice it feels.
Yeah. Too many Yorkshire puddings.
Oh, I tried Yorkshire pudding for the first time on Sunday, mate. It was unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
It's fantastic, isn't it? Well, I'll tell you what. Next season, Huddersfield, away, they do something called the Yorkshire pudding wrap.
Do they?
And what they do is, if you don't buy them at half time, they sell them off at the end for £1.
£1?
£1, and you've got roast beef inside a Yorkshire pudding with gravy in it as well.
Oh,
mate. I'll tell you what, if I go, I'll get you one.
Yes,
You are.
I do them in the market, mate.
They are so good.
Roast beef, veg,
Yeah.
potatoes, gravy, all wrapped up.
Yeah, but these are £1, Darren.
Yeah, that's mint.
£1. You have a pitch mark, sir.
Hey! I win.
Oh,
That was so unlucky.
too much power again. Let's calm him down.
Did you hear that ball?
It's a good 4 to start though. Oh no, was it? 1 to there, 2 to there, 3 to... No, it was a 5. It was almost a par.
So, first all down. Charbel Tasipale, Tony and Darren, bogey.
Whoa,
Sound of
massive
amazing.
and in somebody's house.
Where's it gone? Or has it gone right?
That's completely and utterly, I don't even know where that
It
is.
sounded so powerful. Look what you've done to the teeth.
That's actually in Whitwood.
The teeth.
Where'd it go? I didn't even see
It went over there.
to the right.
Oh yeah, massive.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, I'll take yours. That's unreal.
We've got the sun right behind you. Well, that's something that you never thought you'd hear when you signed for Cast.
Yeah.
Too much sun.
Too much sun.
So, early career then. Back home in Oz. I know that you came through sort of youth ranks at Parramatta.
Yep.
But what age did you sign for them? What age did they pick you up?
So I think I signed a contract when I was 14 heading into 15 for maybe 2 years. So they have the junior system called Harold Matt's SG Ball and then Jersey Flag, and I signed for 2 years when I was Harold Matthews when I was 14 till maybe 16.
Right.
And then after when I was 16, 17, I maybe signed about 3 year till I was about 20, which is the end age of Jersey Flag, which is the under 20 comp.
A lot of the UK fans will know, obviously, the NRL, Queensland Cup, New South Wales Cup.
Yep.
Is that the youth tournament, is it?
Yeah, so how it works is Harold Matthews is range from 16-year-olds to 15-year-olds. SG Boars from 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds, and then after you're 18, Jersey Flag is 20 years old, and that's when it finishes. And after I'd finished, well, COVID happened when I was 20, and after that season was cut short, Parramatta offered me a training trial when I was able to train full time in first grade. So that was my growing up.
So growing up then in rugby, was it something you always wanted to do as a kid, play rugby?
Yeah, mate. Like I just played for fun. My dad just chucked me in a random competition when I was about 6 years old. I more enjoyed it rather than thought it was be like a dream for me.
Right.
And yeah, like probably when I hit the age of, I think 9, I started to realise I had a little bit of talent. So I just continued to play. And then when I was 14 and Para offered to sign me, I thought I'd take it serious. And then, you know, I've since then I'd always wanted to train full time and be a footy player my whole life. So
Okay.
Yeah.
So over here then, we play it in schools. We'll sign for a sort of an amateur youth team, such as, I mean, myself, I played for one called Half Acres, they're no longer around, but then I went over to Hull and played with Eureka, with Andy Last.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's sort of how you progress, then you look to play for your county, and then hopefully representations at international level, and you get picked up by a professional team. Do they play much rugby in schools back at home?
Yeah, they do have, like, the schoolboy competition's very, I don't know if you've heard of it, it's very like high standard. So you'll have schools, they'll play in like they call it GIO Schoolboy Cup.
Right.
And after that you play a representative for like your sort of state, so New South Wales, combined Catholic colleges and Queensland, state schools, they all combine in a competition, and then after that they'll get picked for a team called Australian Schoolboys.
Yeah, right.
And when I'd played for Junior Kiwis in 2019. I versed the Australian Schoolboy team with like a fullback of like Reece Walsh, you know, the hammer in centre, Sam Walker as the half. Like, you know, it's a very big thing, like schoolboy footy in Australia. So
well, we actually had my son played, and we had a kid come over from Australia. He was English, living in Australia. Then he came back home. Yeah. And played over here, and then went back over. He was called Josh. I think he's about 17, 18 now, still sort of breaking through like you've done with the Parramatta side. Yeah. So if you are watching this, Josh, then good luck with you, mate, and hopefully you'll make something of it over there.
Good luck,
But
Josh.
Again, you've joined Parramatta. You played in their under-16s team. I think I'm right in saying you won 2 finals.
Yep. So I won the Harold Mats and the SG Ball.
Yeah, and not only that, you scored in both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Oh, I didn't score in the SG Wall Grand Final.
That's what it says. It says so on Wikipedia, so I'd take it, mate, if I were you.
Yeah, I did score in both.
I scored in them both, yeah. But what I have read is that from the match report is that you played very well in both finals. So you walk off from that. How much that feel? You must be absolutely buzzing at that age too.
Yeah, when I was 16, like I'd played at a like a stadium, you know, probably with maybe like 1,000 people. I thought I'd, you know, played in front of like, you know, thousands of people, and to score a try in that Harold Mats Grand Final, like, it's memories I'll take with me forever. So
I can imagine,
that was unreal, mate. It was unreal.
So
in 2022, you then signed for Cronulla. You played for their feeder team, Newtown Jets.
Yep.
Was it an hard thing to do, obviously, because you've been at Parramatta for best part of your, let's say, transition from child to man?
Yep.
And then you've gone and moved somewhere else, something new. Was it a little bit daunting, a little bit strange?
To be fair, like I was a bit hurt at the time, but you know, it is footy. Like stuff like that does happen, and it happened to me for the first time. Like knowing that you'd have to part ways with the club, but obviously looking now, it's for the better, and I wouldn't be in the position I am today without it. So yeah, mate, it was scary, but Newtown, I'd say they're sort of similar to Cass. Like they've that's the sort of reserve grade for Cronulla, and they've got their own fan base, their own home stadium. So.
Something that I did notice, that in March of this year, you actually played against the Eels team, didn't you?
Yeah.
And it contained a player that Cass fans are very familiar with and very fond of.
Jordan Rankin.
Yeah. So, I mean, is that what that comp's all about? Is it a mix of young players like yourself trying to break through, as well as old players trying to sort of prolong their careers a little bit and just have a couple more years?
Yeah. You do have a lot of young, exciting players, like trying to, you know, they like you'd probably think
like
they wouldn't
Iro,
even...
for instance. Like young Mr. Iro, for instance, that we were supposed to be signing, that we were rumored to sign.
Yeah, you should have signed him instead of me, to be honest.
Mate, it was the month before you. There was rumour mills going everywhere, and I think he said that he wanted to come.
Yeah.
And then they blocked the sale. So.
Well, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it, but me and Kaale are very close, and we did speak about that stuff, but I won't.
No, don't want to get into trouble. But you scored in that game as well against Mr. Rankin, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it wasn't much. It was just a support play, and I was lucky to be there. So
that support play means everything, man.
Everything.
Yeah. Right, sure. Bud. Well, what we'll do is we will play these shots, and then we'll talk a little bit about internationally, because I know that's something that's close to your heart. So,
mate.
We've all got the rightses. Don't you worry about that, my friend. Don't give up that hill, mate.
Did you even like? You just went straight for it, didn't you?
Yeah, that's all you got to do. We could do with it being a little bit harder, and we know you can do harder. About it. Whoa, that's harder. This man's got power.
I'm telling you, I didn't even like say anything after that.
We have some power going on here, peeps.
Greg, if you're watching, I'm sorry. Sorry, Greg. I talked up a big game.
The thing is, Charbel, it doesn't matter what you do. If our scores are good, you still beat Greg.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of this.
I'll have one up on Greg.
And then he'll have to come back and do it again then.
He's got the one up on me in the scores though.
Has he?
Yeah, he's got about 153 now, so
Yeah,
I've got a long way to go.
he's scored a few, but he's a winger. That's all he's doing.
That's what they're there for, mate.
Get in. Oh, Darren. He is as well, you know. Oh, twice. Twice is lipped out. Right, boys, we need to start picking up some parts. So internationally then, you touched upon it just then that you represented the junior Kiwis.
Yep.
But obviously your mum's half Australian and half Lebanese. Your dad's half New Zealand, half Samoan. How does that sort of change come about from junior Kiwi to fully fledged Lebanese international?
So at the time, I wasn't originally selected. There was a couple injuries that come late into the season.
Right.
And my dad was born in Samoa, but he was adopted to New Zealand. So he grew up in New Zealand, and he had a New Zealand passport, so that was eligible to play for New Zealand. And my coach for para at the time knew the New Zealand coach, and he said, like, do you need a back rower? And then, yeah, that's literally how it happened. It was so quick, and I was on the flight to Gold Coast the next week.
Fantastic, because like I say, it's not many players that will have them sort of options that are there at the disposal. I mean, being sort of quarter Lebanese, quarter New Zealand, quarter Samoan, does it mean more to your mum, obviously, with you playing for sort of her side of it all, if you like, with Lebanon?
Yeah, for sure. She liked my mum, my grandmother, all my family. I've got a very big family. They were very proud of me playing for Lebanon last year. And even my Samoan side, mate, like, they really get around me playing for Lebanon. Like, they're always in my ear about playing for Samoa, but the Samoan team, mate, it's probably a bit hard to crack with all the players that they've got. So
they're getting better. They're getting better.
Every team's getting better, you know.
Yeah.
Fiji,
internationally, definitely.
Internationally, so the World Cup, the next World Cup should 100% be.
So you were named in the Lebanon squad for the 2021 Rugby League World Cup. October 22 came around, you made your international debut against New Zealand. Ironically, over here at the Warrington ground.
Yep.
So how proud of a moment was that? I know you've just touched upon the pride that your family's got, but actually seeing you on the main stage, on the cameras, the world watching, it must be very proud for yourself and for your family.
Yeah, mate, it was one of those moments where I was like, couldn't believe it, had to take it all in. And I'd remember watching in 2017, I'd watched Lebanon versus Australia, and the crowd was packed of Lebanese people. And from then, I'd say that I'd want to play for Lebanon one day.
Yeah.
And just playing with the crowd that we got in the first game was unreal. And the fans really got behind us because, you know, we weren't supposed to win, and it was a close game. I think it was maybe 18-all at one point. So yeah, mate, it was unreal. And
did you notice the Lebanese flag in the crowd?
The young fella that brings the Lebanese flag, I know him now, so I look out for him every time I go.
Yeah. So you went on to score 2 tries as well against Jamaica, and the Lebanese team performed, like you just said, above and beyond, getting to the quarterfinals.
Yep.
But how do you sum up the overall experience? Because I read somewhere, and you can correct me if they've got this wrong and I've got this wrong, but I read somewhere that you got homesick. you was here for too long and you were ready to go home.
Yeah, mate. Like, I was away for 6 weeks, and I hadn't really been away from my family for that long, and I never really travelled. I'd never been out.
I was going to say, was it your first time playing rugby overseas then?
Yeah, first time playing.
Sort of New Zealand.
Yep. And I was sort of hadn't seen my family, and I travelled after as well, so I was even more away from home. So I did feel homesick, but.
And if your first experience was over the Lancashire way, Cheshire, I suppose, with Warrington, I can understand you not wanting to stay there and get away. It's a bit of a shithole over that side. Yorkshire's the place to be, mate. You'll have seen that now.
No comment.
You've been over here. Yorkshire's the place to be. I also wanted to give you, at this point, the chance to apologise to everybody watching this video. Because during your highlight reel at the beginning, I've added in there the dad joke that you put in.
What dad joke?
Right, so you don't even remember what dad joke you said to Cass.
Was it the moon one?
How does the moon cut his hair?
I'll give you another one today if you want.
No, mate, you was You were laughing at your own joke. How does the moon cut the hair? Eclipse it.
I got him,
No,
get him there.
no, Darren.
Get him there.
No,
get him
Darren.
there. Get him there.
I'm with that.
No!
Yeah, absolutely.
He sat there on camera giggling to himself. Right, well, he's promised us another one later, so we're going to let these,
Cheers, bud.
these two play through. Still missed. Charbel did it. There we go. We get a ball. So, you can have your ball, yeah. God, you want everything, you. We're now 3 over, I think, aren't we?
Yeah, 3 over.
It's not great. It's not great, but I do think it is the same as what happened with Greg.
There's room yet.
So, we need to start parring.
That's the shot, mate. That's a bit right, but it should be all right there, I think. He's down
Yeah,
by
it
the
should be
bell,
all
I
right.
thought that.
Come round. Everything slopes to the right here. So as long as that lands, which it has, that's perfect. Aye, for you, would use that one.
Great
Oh,
shot.
that's what we're talking
What a
about. Look
shot
at that.
is.
Wow.
I
think we found your club, mate.
That's class.
No, never going to roll on, mate.
That's class.
That
Oh,
is much better. Unlucky.
definitely the right shot there.
Yeah, that was much better.
Go.
No, it's not. There's some bubbles on that. There we go. Charbel's time to shine. Okay, put that in, Daz. We'll take a par. Charbel, this is his first par. This is going to be it. Darren's not going to miss.
There's no way. Come on.
Not a chance in hell.
Confident.
There we go. That's a first par. Look at that. Yeah, the river's there. About where your ball went, that's river. So that ball's wet. Ain't river there now, at bottom. No, I've factored it. Oh, that was awful.
I'll get up there.
Who's going to get us there? That's going to hit Pop. Oh, that's in somebody's head. That's what we need to run.
Is that towards the right?
Did you hear
That's,
shout?
yeah. The cat shout. A little wedge. And is it
The wrong way.
in middle of green? Yeah, it's in middle, that. Short of 15.
That's class.
That's a lovely looking roll. There we go. That'll reflect in the price then.
No, come on now. Come on.
So, talking now about the move to Cass.
Yep.
How did that come about?
So I was pretty much just at work one day and I'd received a message from one of the recruitment guys for Cass, and he messaged me if I was interested in coming over and playing the last couple games of the season. And I was obviously like keen at the time because I had a full-time job.
Yeah.
And it's something I wanted to do my whole life, which was play professional rugby. So yeah, I just said yes, and then it literally happened the next week. I was over in a plane to England. So yeah, here I am now.
Did you know much about the club before the move?
I honestly had no idea.
No, I think
idea.
that's fair comment.
But like, you know, coming to the club now, like such a rich club, got like a lot of history, and the fans, mate, like the fans are unreal.
So
So
obviously, The recruitment guy gets in touch and says, do you want to come over and play for the last couple of games?
Yeah.
The last couple of games are not just any games. They're obviously, we're in the middle of a relegation dogfight.
Yep.
Did you know, was you made aware of that before you came over, or?
Yeah, I was made aware that they were trying to fight for relegation. So obviously that was the main thing coming over, but I knew mentally I had to put that aside and just focus on playing my best footy and, you know, going one game at a time, and obviously making my debut in the Super League. So I was just trying to, you know, be more excited about playing rather than worrying about relegation, and, you know, I'm happy that I got to do that.
And is the part of that you think could have been an inspiration to the likes of yourself, Liam and Billy, obviously coming over, knowing that if the magic was to happen and you was to keep us up, you'd be seen as heroes? Is there that little bit in your mind that just thinks, if we do this, it'll be amazing?
Well, the boys made jokes when we first came in. They called us saviours, so that was, but yeah, like...
Well, I was going to do the intro and say that you should be wearing your pants outside your shorts and you should have a cape on because you're a superhero. So I was going to go with that one.
Nah, mate, to be honest with you, like, the boys have just been unreal, just getting around us and making us feel welcome. And, you know, there is a sort of thought there that we can come in and make a difference. Yeah. And I think the main thing was just bringing the energy, especially the training and the games.
I imagine the signing of Blake Austin took a little bit of that pressure away as well, though.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Did you make your debut, Cass versus Huddersfield?
Yep.
Down at the Jungle. Probably the worst game of rugby I've seen. In terms of, it was a 28-0 defeat, yeah. And it was quite a slow game. I think it's fair to say it was like you guys couldn't get into any sort of rhythm.
Yeah.
And that sort of, I think that told with the score. But what must have been going through your head at the time? You're thinking, I've just stepped off this plane last week. I'm playing in this relegation dogfight that, yeah, all right, I've been told about. For a coach that's under immense pressure, you must be thinking, what have I done? Put me back on that plane.
Oh, yeah, mate. Like, I live with Liam and Billy, and the house was pretty quiet after that loss. But I think we kind of, like, we're really good at regrouping together and being positive. Yeah, like, we kind of just said, like, people were out of position, and, you know, there was some, I think Brody was playing in the halves. He's a centre. You know, there was a lot of factors in that game that it wasn't really, and we all knew as well, so we hadn't had any chemistry with all the boys.
The spine suffered this year.
Yeah, the spine's really, yeah, I heard.
I think Milky's had something like 6 or 7 different halfback partners, which that's unheard of in any rugby league team.
Yeah. So,
but you talk about obviously yourself, Liam On, and Billy Secrekus. Have I got it right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Get it. How much of a strange time was it then for you in that house? Given the fact that you'd all sort of uprooted from your homeland, your Australias, and you've flown over to the other side of the world to play rugby for a man that now wasn't your coach anymore.
Yeah.
And did you know at that time, was it as simple as it looked from the outside? It looked like Andy'd gone, Danny was straight in.
Yeah.
Was that as easy as a transition as it was for you guys?
Wardy coming in.
Yeah, was it easy to transition to that?
Yeah, it was. Because Wardy's he's a good bloke.
Yeah.
I've said this about him before. Like, he's just a top bloke, and he's someone that, you know, knows his footy well, and he's a bloke that you can talk to outside of footy about normal things, and he's very good on the 1%ers, and, you know, turning up to training with the right attitude, and, you know, I think it was a lot easier to have Wardy come in as coach, and but yeah, last year was a good bloke anyways. Like, he was a good bloke. It was just
Andy's a very good bloke. He's very knowledgeable. But I think, and after the Huddersfield game, even I agreed, look, we need a change. Obviously then, Danny Ward came in, as we spoke about. You had the battle at Wakefield, the relegation battle. We saw from the highlight reel at the beginning you actually scored in that as well. Was that your second game?
That was my second game, yeah.
And you had a really good game. Was you aware? Did the lads make you aware of the local rivalry between Castleford and Wakefield before that, regardless of the relegation?
Yeah, we knew going into this game that there was a sort of you know, a battle between Wakey, and that we were on the same points, because I think they'd won before, and we're on the same points, and going into the game we treated it as a grand final, so
you could tell.
You could tell. It was a very big build up into the game, so I knew I had to put my best foot forward, and, you know, it was good to get the win.
Yeah. So the most recent game, we obviously managed to, and I say we, and I don't even care if people think that this is one-sided, because it is. I'm a Cass fan. I've always been a Cass fan, and that's the way it will always be.
Yeah.
So the most recent game we obviously won. against Hull FC.
Yeah.
I know you were sadly injured for the game, but I also know that you were there. I saw you after the final whistle. I saw you on the ground, on the field at the end, enjoying it all. What was that atmosphere like on the pitch for you?
Oh, had very big FOMO. Like, if you're missing out, yeah, mate. To get the win at home, it was unreal, and I was, screaming and jumping, especially when Gary made the break and he scored. Like, it just all those moments, and after the game, swinging Sweet Caroline, and the fans were awesome, mate. So it'll be really exciting for me to get a win in the home game next year, mate.
Definitely.
Sure.
Right, we'll play these shots and then we'll move on to the last couple of questions. Right, go on, Mr. Bell. It's on.
Not quite enough. Not quite enough.
Can I use your one?
That, if it had just got through there, would have worked.
Get in.
No, it just... Wow.
What are we on? What are we on now? 3 down?
I'm not so sure.
5 over, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, surprise.
Same.
Yeah, surprise, Darren. It's in play, which is a good thing.
Haven't killed anyone.
You haven't killed anyone, which is also a good thing. So, for the fans then, Charbel at home, how was the injury? Because I know you've been injured.
Yeah, so I think it was a low grade 2 hamstring. So it's going all right. I ran on the field for the first time yesterday, so
Right.
I think I'll be sweet for the last game of the season.
So we should see you in contention for the last game. That's brilliant.
Yeah, for sure, mate.
On the proviso that obviously we survived this year, I know a lot of fans will get carried away and say it's job done. I know Danny's been quick to say, look, it's not, there's still 2 games to go and let's concentrate on just maximising them points.
Yeah.
Charbel Tasipale stays at Cass next year. What does success look like?
Well, I was telling the younger boys this yesterday, I really think that next year we'll make the playoffs. I think we're really pushed with the young core that we're going to get next year, and I think success for me looks like playing some finals footy, and I think that's important and what everyone really plays for during the season.
Brilliant. Plans for more international call-ups for Lebanon?
Not at the moment. I think because we've qualified for the next World Cup, I don't think we've got any test matches coming up soon, so yeah, mate, haven't heard of anything as of yet.
Okay, doke. Is there any players since you've been at Cass that have really stood out to you in your short time? So what's it like to have old heads like Paul McShane around the camp and characters like Watsy, young lads like Jason Gary coming through? Is it a good team spirit that there is now to take into next year?
Oh, 100%, mate. I think the importance of the senior players around camp, like you've got Mass, you've got Westy, you've got Macca. I think it's important for me to take their advice and bring it into next year to obviously, better my footy. So you've got that, and then you've got the young fellas like Elliot and Gary who stand out to me. Very exciting. That makes me look forward to playing next year. So yeah, I think you've got the combination of both. So it'll be good. I think it's important to have those kind of aspects in your club. So yeah.
Right. 2024, Blake Austin. Does he stay? Are you boys trying to get him to stay?
Oh, I'd want him to stay. I think that Wakefield game, him being my half, he's probably one of the top halves I've played with. So
I think the best game for me was this whole game.
Oh yeah,
last
for sure,
week.
mate.
I thought the way that I said to my old man at the end of the game when they announced the man of the match, I said, I don't care who they give it to. If Blake Austin's not on that field, we don't win.
Yeah.
He gelled everything together, and he showed you what we could sort of do next year.
Yeah, mate. I think he's done everything in the game, and he's a class player, and he really leads the boys around. And I've trained with him, and he's a class half.
So
mate,
Blake, if you're watching, mate, what is it Kenny Edwards wrote on Twitter? Sign the contract on Instagram. He put sign the contract, so get it signed.
Don't sign it. I'm joking.
Relate to Steve?
Who? Steve Austin. Stone Cold.
No, the $6 million man.
No, you're too old. No, too right.
So
Nice bounce, okay.
Yes.
Just exactly there.
Yes. We've got another one. That hybrid. Loves that hybrid. So talking about the culture then at Cass, not just in the rugby, but obviously you're living with Orny and Billy and Ponty.
Yep.
How do you find it sort of locally? How have you been sort of accepted locally? Do the people that live nearby you know what you guys do?
Yeah. I think when we've been to walk to Ponty markets, yeah, there's people coming up to you and just, you know, saying good day and wanting a photo and stuff like that, and they just, you know, appreciate you. I think it's like what you dream of as a kid, you know what I mean? So actually, I'll tell you a little story. There was a guy who was selling watches, and before the Wakefield game, he said to me, if you win, I'll give you a free watch. So after I won, I went to the watch and he gave me a free watch. So
nice.
Shout out to you.
That's great. I might see if he'll.
But yeah, it just shows like what the Cass fans are like, mate. They're really passionate and they're really acceptable. So yeah, mate, it'll be so.
So how do you deal with that? Because you've already touched upon the fact that when the phone call came, you was in a full-time job back in Oz.
Yep.
And then less than 2 months later, you're getting asked for your photo in Ponty Town Centre because people are seeing you as a celebrity.
Yes, it's just like, it's just unreal, mate. I think I'm just grateful for being here, and you know, the club for giving me this opportunity to live out my dream, mate. So it's just been unreal. I was nervous and I was scared at first.
Yeah.
Obviously moving to a different country, but you know, mate, it's just been unreal, mate. I'm just really grateful.
So the Tasipales back home, are they Cass fans now?
yeah. All of Sydney, Western Sydney, all my friends at home. Shout out to the real chat.
Yeah, wonderful. That's great, mate. Honestly, brilliant. I don't know if that recorded.
Don't get this. I'll get this. Trust me. Get this. Trust me. Trust me. Get in there. Get in there.
Oh, mate, lovely roll that, Tony.
No.
Get this. Trust me.
I will get your ball and give you an high five, my friend. That's amazing.
Send that to
What a shot.
Yeah, we'll make you a little high right,
It's a
really.
good job it hit the pen because it would still be going.
It doesn't matter. It went in.
2 in and out. 1 just missed.
Yep, let's keep that going. Keep that energy going.
Get in there.
It's not great at
It's all right. It'll be fine up there.
It'll be
Tony.
safe, but
It's gone a bit high, but.
oh, it's on it. No, that'll do. That'll win.
It's on.
It'll do. It's coming for you, Greg.
We've broken you.
You've broken me. Yeah, he's broken me
Yeah,
now.
so now it's really slow.
He's got it in my head now.
Still can't get over Charbel's putt from that last hole.
Is it? Oh, I think I got this one.
Have you got this one?
I've got this one, yeah.
That's a bold claim, that, mate.
Yeah, I got it. I'll get this one. Oh, it does go to the left. All right, I'll get it. I'll get the next one. I'll get the next one.
Right. Here we go. For birdie.
Not turning much, though.
It will do, look. Not hard enough.
Yes, there he is.
2 pounds up bounds. Which means we're 5 over.
Yeah, 5 over. Yeah, we were 5 over again.
So if we par this one, we beat Greg.
We beat Greg. All right, let's go.
And this is my favourite part of the video because this is the fast 20. And I love
Fast 20.
I love the fast 20. So we'll film the tee shots, then we'll do the fast 20, and then we'll beat Greg. Sounds like a plan.
And then I'll hold it against Greg for the rest of my time here.
Just remember, Greg, he didn't even have his own clubs. He's using somebody else's clubs, mate. So the fact that he's only a shot away from him. Yeah. So the fact he's only a shot away from you on last hole, I think he's already won, to be honest.
Cheers, pal.
How have you found it, Darren?
I know where it is, mate. Right,
Playing golf with a rugby player. Good? Enjoyed it?
Great fun, yeah.
Yeah?
You know, it's funny because he's a professional athlete and you just don't know what to expect. And yeah.
He's got a professional tash. That's a professional tash, is that?
A regular fella.
Yeah, they all are though, aren't they?
I don't know, I've never met one.
Yeah, they're all regular fellas. There's just the stigma around it. So, oh God, he's a scary rugby player. Well, they're just people.
Get in there.
Beautiful. Yeah, there's no stuck-up football egos in rugby changing rooms. Well, I suppose there is
Some
sometimes.
skin.
You two just make your own secret little handshake up.
I just did.
What's all that about?
That was so much bigger than mine. You didn't think you wanted it.
Ah!
Every time's got further and better, yeah.
Just get me for
Prime
the
range for your
get me for the putt.
prime range for your hybrid now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, yeah.
So the fast 20, the first couple are golf related. If you don't have an answer for them, you can just skip them.
Skip.
We're not a problem.
Sweet.
Favourite golf brand?
Nike.
Favourite golf course back home?
Parramatta. Golfer.
Favourite pro golfer?
Tiger Woods.
Best friend in rugby?
Elio Zackham.
Okay, I have no idea what you just said. It sounded like you sneezed. Toughest tackler in rugby league that you've ever faced? The one that's hit you and you've gone, no, I don't want you to do that again.
Oh, Mike Sivo.
All right.
Yeah.
Favourite Aussie team?
West Tigers.
Craziest ever teammate, as in loose cannon, as in you don't know what they're going to do. 1 minute they're your friend, next minute they're
Oh, Elliot Wallace.
Elliot Wallace. Greg did tell us about Elliot shadowboxing a lot.
Oh, mate, you don't really know what you're going to get with him, eh?
Most skillful player that you've ever played with?
Mitchell Moses.
Funniest teammate?
Oh, Liam Horn.
Liam Horn.
Yeah.
Right, okay. It looks like he could be a bit of a mischievous one.
Yeah.
Most positive player, who always comes in happy and makes you feel sick because they're always happy. You strike me as one of them.
Do I?
Yeah, a little bit.
Kaale Hero.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Favourite ground to play at? If you
Okay.
want to be sit on the fence, you can say at Jungle, I suppose.
Yeah, Jungle. Yeah.
Most exciting young player coming through at Cass?
Gary.
Centre or second row?
Second row.
Greatest career moment so far?
Playing for Lebanon.
If you weren't a rugby player, what would you be?
Tennis player.
What's your favourite Aussie snack?
Favourite Aussie snack. Meat pie.
Favourite UK snack? You must have had a few since you've been over.
I'll just say Yorkshire pudding.
Yorkshire pudding, yes mate. Tea or coffee?
Coffee for sure.
And what's your go-to cold drink on a warm day?
Ice latte.
Sweet. Brilliant. That's
Sound, mate.
fantastic. That is the fast 20. It may have only been 19 because I'd cut one out. Because I think it was rugby league when you started or rugby league now. But you're 23-year-old, so it probably won't change that much, will it?
Just getting started, eh?
Yeah, that's it, mate. That's it. You've got your whole career ahead of you.
Let's go. Come on. Come on. Oh. Shot, mate.
It's getting better every time. You can see it ball though, it's sat there. It's getting better every time, but like we've said before, you're here for putts, mate.
Yeah.
You're here for a putting good time.
My off season, that's all I'm going to be doing now.
Right. You promised us another dad joke.
Yeah.
Crack on then.
What did the ocean say to the sand?
Go on.
Nothing, they just waved.
You better not be laughing at that one, Belle. No, that's terrible, that one.
It's I'll get it.
I like it, right? How the cast guy that was interviewing him when he asked that question, Charbel's gone away and thought of a worse one.
I thought you guys had banter here, mate.
We have a sense of humour. Them jokes don't fall under that category. That's horrendous.
The first one was good though. I like the eclipse.
Why?
Because it's good. It's not a good joke, that.
Do you know what made me giggle more? The way that he giggled at his own joke on that interview. That split me up, did that?
How does a moon cut his hair? He clips it.
Right, come on, because this is for free. Get us near. Get us near. That's rolling round. Get us near.
Come on.
That is a beautiful shot. That should be a brilliant.
Come here, you.
That's brilliant. Oh, here we go with that. Oh no, there's a bromance now. It's not just a handshake anymore. Right. Beat that, Charbel, if you can. It's on the green. That'll do. It's on
We'll
the
take
green.
a win.
Yeah,
Take a
you're
win
going
there.
to put this in though for the win. Get in! Mr. Charbel Tasipale finishes Triple T Golf, Rugby League, Walk Talking Golf on 5 over, which is what he set out to do because it beats Greg.
Cheers, pal.
Good day?
Great day.
Yeah?
Beautiful weather,
Fantastic.
great company.
That's great.
Not the best of the golf.
Not the best of golf, no. Thank you for coming, Charbel.
Cheers, mate.
Really appreciate it, mate.
Alright,
People watching this on YouTube, what should they do?
Like, comment, subscribe, follow the Instagram page, Facebook, Twitter.
Yeah, we'll put Charbel's Instagram page as well in the description. You can follow him both in obviously his personal life and his professional life. And yeah, we'll put some of these shots together on a highlight reel for you, because I think he'll want my highlight reel that I made for him anyway at the beginning of the video. Cheers, guys. See you soon. And you can join us on the next Rugby League Walk and Talk. I can't see, the sun's too bright now, so thank you very much.